Introduction. My name is Emma. I am 22 years old. I live in a small village. This village is very quiet. My home is here. I have lived here all my life. The village has green hills around it. There is a river that runs nearby. Life in this village is always calm. It is a simple life. Every day feels similar to the day before. The people here know each other well. We are like a big family, but this summer is not like the others. This summer feels special. It feels like a time of change. I can feel it in the air. I can feel it in my heart. This summer is the last summer before big things happen. It is the last summer before my life changes. It is the last summer before everything is different. I know this because of Greg. Greg is my best friend. He is also my first love. He is my only love. We will both leave the village soon. Greg and I grew up together. We were always together. We were small children playing near the river. We laughed loudly in the open fields. We spent many evenings on the big hill. From the hill, we watched the stars. The stars looked so bright and far away. We shared many secrets under those stars. We shared many dreams. Our childhood was full of these moments. These moments are important to me. They are part of who I am. Now we are older. We are not children anymore. We are 22. Soon we will go to different places. We will go to new cities. We will start new lives. This thought makes me feel many things. I feel a little sad. I feel a little scared. But I also feel a little excited. It is a mix of feelings. Greg is very important to me. He is more than just a friend. He is the person I trust the most. He understands me without words. He knows my thoughts. He knows my heart. He has always been there for me. He is the one person who knows everything about me. We have a special bond. It is a bond that grew over many years. It started when we were very young. It grew stronger every year. This summer is important. It is important because it is our last summer here together. It is our last summer in this quiet village. We will make many memories this summer. We will hold on to them. We will remember them when we are far apart. I want to remember every day. I want to remember every moment. I want to remember everything about Greg. I want to remember everything about us. This summer is a time to say goodbye to one part of our lives. It is a time to get ready for another. I hope our love can stay strong even when we are not together. I hope our memories will keep us close. This summer is the beginning of our new story, even though it feels like an end. 2. The summer starts. Greg came back from the city. The summer officially started. I waited for him by the old oak tree, our usual meeting spot. I saw his car arrive down the village road. My heart beat faster. He stepped out and I saw him clearly. He looked different now. The city had changed him a little. He seemed taller and stronger. His hair was a bit longer. But then he smiled and everything felt familiar. His smile was still warm and kind. It was the same smile I knew since we were small children. He walked to me, and I ran the last few steps. We hugged for a long time. It felt good to have him back. We did not need many words. We both understood what this summer meant. This was our last summer together in our quiet village. Soon we would both go away. He would go to a big university in a different city. I would also go to a university in another place. Our lives would change a lot after this summer ended. I felt many things at once. I was very happy to see him again. Being with Greg always made me feel good, but I also felt scared. Time seemed to move too fast. I worried about the future. Would things be different when we were apart? Would we still be the same? These thoughts made my heart feel a little heavy. We walked through the fields just like we used to. The sun was warm on our faces. We talked about small things first. Then we spoke about the summer ahead. We made a promise to each other. We said we would spend every single day of this summer together. We would not waste any moment. We wanted to make this summer special. We wanted to remember it always. This summer was for us. It was a time to enjoy our village, our friendship, and our love before we started new lives. His hand found mine, and we walked on, ready for our last summer to truly begin. 3 days by the river. We went to the river. It was a place we knew very well. We used to go there when we were small children, playing games and telling secrets. The water moved slowly, making a soft sound. The sun was warm and bright in the sky. It was a perfect summer day. We walked along the bank, past green trees and tall grass. We found our favorite spot where big, smooth rocks made a comfortable seat. We sat down on the cool stones. The air was fresh and clean. We watched the water flow by. We started to talk. We spoke about many things just like old times. We talked about our future, the time after summer. We talked about our dreams. Greg began first. He spoke about the big city. He talked about the tall buildings and the bright lights at night. He spoke about meeting many new people and seeing busy streets. He said there would be new experiences every day. He sounded very excited and full of hope. He had big plans for his life in the city. These plans seemed far from our quiet village. He wanted to learn new things and see new places. I listened carefully to him. I smiled as he spoke, happy for his excitement. His words painted a clear picture in my mind. It was a picture of a fast and exciting life, very different from what I knew. But inside, I felt a little different. My dream was not about a big city. My dream was simple. I wanted to stay close to him. My greatest wish was to be with Greg, to continue our life together. I wanted our days to continue, just like they were now. I wanted to share my future with him and keep our close bond strong. He looked at me, and I could see happiness in his eyes. He reached out his hand across the rock. He took my hand gently. His touch was warm and comforting, a familiar feeling. When he held my hand, everything around us became very quiet. The sounds of the river were soft, a gentle whisper. The world felt calm and peaceful. It was a perfect moment, a bubble of time just for us. I wanted time to stop right then. I wished that moment could last forever. I knew it could not, but for a short time it felt possible. We sat there, just holding hands, looking at the water, sharing our dreams and our quiet thoughts. This was how we spent our days by the river, remembering old times and dreaming about new ones. 4. Nights on the hill. Every night, after the sun went down, Greg and I walked up the hill. It was a special place for us. From there, we could see the whole village. The small houses had warm lights, and the street lamps looked like tiny yellow dots. Above us, the sky was a dark blanket, full of bright stars. We often sat there in silence for a few minutes, just looking up. The air was cool, and we could hear the quiet sounds of the night. Greg always started to talk first. He spoke about his plans for his new life in the city. He wanted to study many new things. He wanted to meet different people. He imagined a busy life, full of new experiences. He told me about tall buildings and bright lights. He talked about museums and parks that he wanted to visit. His voice was full of excitement. He looked at the stars as he spoke, as if he could see his future there. I listened carefully to every word. Then, it was my turn to talk about my hopes. I wanted to study too, and I wanted to learn new things. I wanted to grow and become a strong person, but I also wanted to keep something important in my heart. I told him I wanted to keep our village close and our memories. I wanted to remember the quiet days and the starry nights. I wanted to carry our home with me, no matter where I went. I looked at the village below, thinking about all the years we had spent there. One night, as I finished speaking, Greg moved closer. He put his arm around me. His touch was warm and made me feel safe. He looked at me, and his eyes were kind. He said, "No matter where we go, Emma, you will always be my home." His words were soft, but they were strong too. My heart beat faster in my chest. I wanted to believe him with all of my heart. I truly wanted to believe that his words were true and that nothing would change what we had. We stayed there for a long time, watching the stars. The night wind blew gently around us. We did not talk much more. Just sitting together felt important. The thought of the future was big, but in that moment, under the many stars, everything felt simple and calm. I hoped these nights would never end. I hoped we could always come back to this hill, to these stars, and to these feelings. The quiet nights on the hill became a special part of our last summer together. They were full of dreams and promises. 5. A hidden fear. The summer days were moving very fast. Each morning felt shorter than the last. I started to feel a deep fear inside me. This fear grew bigger every day. I worried about many things. What if the big city changed Greg? He would meet new people there. He would see new places. What if he forgot about me? We had spent our whole lives together. But the city was so different from our quiet village. I tried hard to hide my fear. I wanted to be strong for Greg. I wanted to enjoy every moment with him. When we walked by the river, I would smile. When we watched the stars, I would laugh. But sometimes a sad look came into my eyes. Sometimes my smile did not reach them. Greg saw this. He knew me very well. He always had. One evening, we were sitting under an old tree. It was near the fields where we used to play as children. The sun was going down, making the sky orange and pink. Greg looked at me. He saw the worry in my eyes. He gently held my face in his hands. His eyes were kind and full of love. "Emma," he said, his voice soft but strong. "I will not forget you. I cannot forget you." He looked at me for a long time. "You are a part of me." His words made my heart feel a little lighter. It was good to hear him say them. I wanted to believe him completely. I wanted to believe that our love was strong enough for any city, for any distance. But a small shadow stayed in my heart. The fear was still there, hiding. It was like a little cloud, even on the sunniest day. I looked at the old tree. It had seen many summers. It had seen us grow up. Now it saw my hidden fear. We still spent every day together. We laughed. We talked about our future. But for me, the future felt like two different paths. One path was with Greg, close to him. The other path was without him, with only memories. I tried to push the second path away. I tried to focus on his warm smile, on his kind eyes. I tried to believe his promise. I truly did. But the fear remained. It was a quiet fear, a secret fear, living deep inside me as the summer days slowly counted down. 6. The fun festival. The village festival arrived. It was the end of July. The air was full of music and happy sounds. People from all around came to celebrate. Bright lights hung from the trees. Everyone looked happy, smiling and talking. Children ran and played games. The smell of sweet food filled the air. Many families gathered in the main square. It was a special time for our small community, a time for joy and laughter. Greg and I walked through the busy village square. We saw many friends and greeted them. Soon, we joined the dancing. We moved together under the colorful lights. I felt his hand in mine, warm and strong. We laughed as we spun around. It felt like a dream, a perfect moment. We danced for a long time, not caring about anything else. The music was loud and happy. We felt free and joyful. We danced with the other villagers, moving easily to the rhythm of the folk music. As we danced, I looked at Greg. He looked so happy, his eyes shining. I felt proud to be with him. People smiled at us, seeing us together. They knew we had grown up together, always side by side. But a small sadness also came to my heart. Soon, this wonderful summer would end. Soon, he would leave for the big city far away. This happy night would become just a memory. I tried not to think about the future too much. I wanted to enjoy every single second with him. I held his hand a little tighter. Later, the music became softer. The festival was slowly ending. People started to leave for their homes, their voices softer now. Greg and I found a quiet spot near the old oak tree, away from the last few people. He looked at me, and his eyes were soft and kind. He put his hand gently on my cheek. Then, for the very first time, he kissed me. It was a gentle kiss. It was soft and full of feeling. It felt true and honest, like the truth of all our summers and all our years together. It was a promise for our future. In that moment, I knew something very important. No matter what happened next, no matter where Greg went, this love would stay with me. I would carry it in my heart always. It was a part of who I was, a part of my soul. Even if we were far apart, our love would connect us like an invisible string. This festival night was not just fun, it was a moment of deep understanding. Our story was not ending. It was changing, yes. But the love we shared, oh, the love would truly last. I closed my eyes and held onto that feeling, letting it fill me completely. 7, the last day. The last day arrived. It came faster than Emma wanted. She felt a heavy sadness. This was the day Greg would leave. She knew it had to happen, but it was not easy. The morning was quiet. They did not talk much at breakfast. Each moment felt important, but also painful. Emma tried to remember his face. In the afternoon, they went to their special place by the river. The sun was warm, the air cool. They sat on the same big rocks where they had spent many happy days. Today, they were mostly silent. Words were difficult. Everything important had already been shared in their hearts. The river flowed past them. Emma looked at the water. It moved slowly. She wanted to stop time to hold this moment forever. Greg was sitting close to her. He did not speak, but his hand found hers. His touch was warm. She knew he felt the same deep sadness. Their hands held tight, a silent talk. The sky started to change color as the day ended. The sun began to set, painting the sky with red and orange. The river water looked like shining gold. It was a beautiful view, but Emma's eyes felt wet. She looked at Greg. He took something small from his pocket. It was a small, white stone, smooth and round. He put it carefully in her open hand. "Emma," he said softly, his voice shaky, "this is for you. When you hold this stone, please think of me. I have one just like it. When I hold mine, I will always think of you." Emma held the stone tight. It was a simple gift, but it meant so much. It was a piece of their home, of their last summer. Tears came to her eyes. Greg's eyes were also wet, but then a small smile appeared on his face, and Emma smiled back. It was a sad smile, but full of their strong love and hope. "We will see each other again," Emma said, her voice a whisper. Greg nodded. Yes, we will, we promise. No matter where life takes us, we will find our way back. They sat there for a long time, watching the last light disappear. This promise was important. It was like a strong thread connecting them, even far apart. The small, white stone felt like a strong hope for the future. It was the last day of their summer, but not the end of their story. It was just a new chapter. 8, a new start. Morning came too quickly. The sun was just rising, painting the sky with soft colors. I stood by my window. I heard Greg's car engine. It was waiting outside. He looked up and waved one last time. I waved back, trying to smile. The car started to move slowly down the quiet village road. I watched it until it was just a small dot, then it disappeared. The road looked empty. The village felt very quiet. A tear ran down my face, but I wiped it away. My heart felt heavy like a stone. It hurt, yes, but I was not broken. I remembered Greg's words, his smile, his promise. Our last summer was over, but our story was not. I knew our love was strong. It was not weak. This was a new start for both of us in different places. It was scary, but also a little exciting. I had to be strong for him and for myself. That evening, when the sun went down, I walked out. I went to our special place, the hill. The air was cool and a soft wind blew. I walked up the familiar path, remembering all our times together. Every step felt different without him. I reached the top and sat on our usual spot. I looked at the village below, the small houses. Everything looked the same, but my world felt changed. Slowly, the first stars appeared in the dark sky. Then more came out, shining brightly. I looked up at them just like we always did. I held the small, white stone Greg had given me. It was smooth and cool. I closed my eyes. I could almost hear his voice, almost feel his arm around me. I felt him with me, even though he was far away in the big city. The distance was real, but our connection felt real too. Like the stars, far, but we could still see their light. This was not an end, it was a new start. We were on different paths, but these paths would meet again. I truly believed that. One day we would find each other. We would be older, perhaps different, but our love would still be there. I looked at the stars again. They seemed to tell me a story of hope. I knew we would never truly let go. This was a quiet promise under the starry sky. I took a deep breath. A new chapter of my life was beginning. I was ready to live it and to wait. The future was unwritten, but it held a beautiful promise.